That's it. I figured it out. Ha! You see, Brian, he models the Iron Horse route. Horses and birds get along. Birds is a film by Hitchcock. Hitchcock is a character from Brooklyn Nine-Nine who just happens to look like John. He's also partners with Scully. And John models the Scully Killer River. No wonder John and Brian work so well together. They're so easily connected. Now, how does Arduino work? Let's see here. Hi everyone, it's Mark the M&M Rails, and welcome to another exciting episode of Community Roundhouse. Now the word community, when that comes to mind, who do you think of? Well, I think of this guy, Uncle Wilmer. He is the definition of community. What he does on his channels once a week is just fantastic for our model development community, and he's a great guy. So we have him on the show today. We also have some bloopers, and of course some Jerry and Roy sightings. So enjoy.
Hi everybody, I'm John from the Schuylkill River Valley, and we're here on Cousin Vinny's channel with episode 4 of the Community Roundhouse.
This is Brian from the Iron Horse route, home of the Denver and Rio Grande Western, welcoming each and every one of you back here today on Cousin Vinny's channel. It's 6 p.m. It's the second Wednesday of the month, so our premiere episode 4 of the Community Roundhouse is launching right now. Thanks for coming, everybody.
All right, we got a pretty good show lined up for you tonight, so let's get started. First up, we got a layout update from Gary Waters, who is, his channel name is now Big G's RR. He's got a really nice N-scale layout. The update that we're showing features the peninsula that he's been working on. So let's go over and take a look.
Yeah, we do need to take a look. This guy's got a fantastic coal mine on a hillside, incredible trees in scale. Thank you for your contribution, Gary. Let's check it out now.
Hello and welcome back. As you can see, this part of the layout has not done a whole lot, but down further on the peninsula I am getting further along. But as we go down through here, you can see that the scenery is starting to finally connect. I've got the ballasting done up to a certain point, up to the road where the CS6 engine is right there, and then also up to the parking lot, the hardware store. I went in, I started adding the gravel around the parking lot last night. I still got to glue that in. I did wind up getting the coal mine in. I got the ballast around the track. I've also got the grass and scenery done around the coal mine. And I actually added this road in last update we were looking at. We were talking about possibly putting it on the other side of the tracks, but I did decide to go ahead and put it here. And then I've got a little gravel parking lot for some of the coal miners here. I've also got a nice little grove of trees right there, right past the coal mine. And we'll go ahead and take a look at the hillside. Got it treed in. I got the bear in his den up there. Got all the rock work done. Got the grass laid down. I got some of the shrubbery in. I've got some of the trees in. I've still got to do my pine trees. I did go ahead and get some more rock work done this week. Got my corner pieces added in. They're glued in, plastered in. I've got to take and add the tops to them. Got to add the second bend on the conveyor belt there. Let's take a look at the back side of the coal mine real quick, if you don't mind. Overall, I think it is coming together pretty nicely. I love the way the coloring worked on this with the ground cover. And then once I get most of the ballasting done, we're going to come back and we're going to revisit the oil depot and hopefully finish this business up. And I forgot to, down at the coal mine and the hardware store, I've still got to make 4 more of these bumpers. Don't remember what update it was, but I told you that those were handmade bumpers, and I'm planning on going ahead and trying to sit down at some point and make 4 more of those for the coal mine and for the hardware store. So
I really like that coal mine, Brian, and the hillsides that he's building up around the outside of the layout really kind of sets the trains back in a little bit. It looks really good.
Fantastic work. It really is.
All right, Gary, again, we appreciate you letting us grab this clip, and we're happy to feature it here.
Yes, indeed, Gary. John and I want to thank you. Check out his channel. That's Big G's RR, everybody. Thank you again, Gary.
And we'll make sure we have a link in the description.
Check it out. John, I was fumbling around for coffee the other morning, and I stumbled onto one of Claude's videos at Cowboy Valley and Timberline Junction Railroad. John, have you seen this video?
Claude's doing a great job, and this video really shows it. He's this trestle bridge that he's building is pretty incredible.
He completed his helix. He's got a trestle bridge with 2 18-degree S-turns on it. He just built what, like 8 trestle pieces, laid 20 feet, carved the stones himself because he didn't want them to look like manufactured bricks. All I had to say when I was watching was,
all right, let's go over and take a look.
Okay, the helix is completed. I am up to the summit Y. This will be a Y right here that will go to both of the towns in the upper section, the upper deck. I started on some of the plaster scenery and stuff in this area because I wanted to get this trestle built so I could tie the section together into the main lower part. And this is the deck of the trestle. Now I still have to get the rest of the bents put in and actually install it. It's not installed, it's just sitting here. So you kind of see what it's going to look like. The other thing I did was built all the bents, all the supports right here, and also the footings that the trestle or the bents will set in. I did those with a mold. I made a mold of wood, and that gave me my basic shape that I needed. So then I made a plaster cast in a wooden box and pulled that out, and then carved the rock, cut rock into it, and made the mold for that. So then I could just pour as many as I needed. And I've made about 20 of them for all the bents on that trestle. The other thing I did, built the stamp mill. This is going to be an abandoned building with some abandoned track going to it. This is a Campbell scale models kit with an aluminum roof, and I think it came out pretty well. Here are the bents you can see up close, and I built several of these for that section, and they will also be put on the trestle that will go across here. I did get the backboard up for this corner also. My son helped me get that up. And then we'll come on around with that second deck on this side. And I think lastly, I will take it on over, and the other town will sit over in front of that window.
check it out, everybody.
That is some really nice carving you did on the stones for the supports for the bents.
You got some experience with that. You've done some spandrels similar to that. I tell you what, I envy both of you, but you both know how to make molds and pour castings, something I've got to look more into. Great job, Claude. If you've already seen this video, go back and check it out again. If you hadn't left a comment, do that. And if you're not already subscribed to that, you're cheating yourself. Get over there. It's free, as Tom says. Go check out Claude's channel and subscribe right now.
It's definitely worth your time.
And I'm so excited, everybody. We got a blooper. Chuck CDP 1965 gave us a blooper. Not only did he give us a blooper, he gave us a good blooper. He gave us a blooper that probably many of us have done many times. How many times have we all knocked the camera around? How many times have we left it recording? How many times have we had the guts to turn it into community roundhouse?
Well, I know I've knocked it over a few times, but I haven't sent one in yet.
Yeah, I tell you what, thank you so much, Chuck. Everybody, we got to take this as an alert. Chuck stepped up. He sent us in a blooper. Y'all got to do the same now. Don't let Chuck show you up.
All right, let's go take a look at Chuck's handiwork.
Anyway, just a little update on what's going on around here. I normally delete bloopers, but Brian, I saved this one for you, buddy. I'll send it to you. And as you can see, the barber shops are closed because of this showstopper, as Sparky puts it. So, starting to look pretty shabby around here. Anyway, till the next update, have a good week. That was stupid. Caboose fixed up. Camera's still going.
It's fantastic.
Well, Chuck, we really appreciate that blooper, and thanks for stepping up and sending it in to us.
Appreciate it. And guys, look, it's really, really simple. There's a link to the Community Roundhouse website in the description below. If you go there, you just click that link. Once you're there, you click, I want to get involved. Then you click another link. Go to your library, click upload, and it's done. We got your bloopers. We got your layout videos. We got your layout photos. We got your layout tours. We got whatever you're doing for us. Send them in. Don't forget us, everybody. When you're shooting videos, keep us in mind. Don't forget to send us your stuff.
And we'll be happy to feature them here on Community Roundhouse. All right, now let's think it's probably time that we brought out our guest for tonight. It's everybody's Uncle Wilmer.
I tell you what, Uncle Wilmer agreed to be on the show. I was so pleased and so excited. It was such a pleasure to sit down with Uncle Wilmer, get to know him a little bit. And for everybody else, y'all, you have a treat in store. Here he comes, everybody. Uncle Wilmer in for you for our live interview today, right now.
Well, Wilmer, did I get you hooked on something that I've been doing for a long time?
What's that?
Did I get you hooked on something?
Oh, yeah, you contributed to it. To the bad habit. You wouldn't believe what I do with styrene now.
No.
I fix all kind of stuff with styrene. Not only just scratch building, but I'm like, I bet you I could take a piece of this plastic. I can cut it this way, cut it that way. It'll fit in there and it'll work. And it does.
Oh, I got an $18 styrene to have it a day.
Yeah. My hobby store had got a shipment of the evergreen 2 foot long sheets, or what, the bigger sheets,
right?
Packs of 6. He got them. He got them in by mistake, and they wouldn't take them back from him.
Mm-hmm.
But they gave him a big discount on it, so he passed it on to anybody that would want them. But no, he says nobody wants 6 sheets of that. So I asked him, well, what kind of deal do you got? And I got 6 sheets for $30.
Wow.
That's
a deal.
Yeah, that's a good price for that.
If I'd have had more money, I'd have bought a couple packs.
Sure.
But that instantly sold me right there.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the 040.
Oh, that's a damn good deal.
Yeah.
It is. And that's a good thickness. You can use it for a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, I'm using it for everything.
Yeah.
And so far, I haven't used a whole sheet yet.
Oh no, that'll go a long way.
I'm doing I did that scratch build. Plus, I've been, like I said, fixing all kind of things. I bought a lot of blue boxes. You know, that they were brand new, never used stuff, old stock, brand new stuff.
Sure.
And I bought a lot of 9 of them, okay, box cars.
Right.
And they sent them to me, and I had one that didn't have the bottom in it. Guess what I did? Sorry. Hey, works like a charm.
Yes, it does.
That's great.
Oh, you did a great job on that scratch build, Wilmer.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, the one that you gave away.
It took me a lot longer than I thought it would.
Well, there's no way you can rush a scratch build or any kind of a build because it takes forever. I mean, the build I did with the sand plumbing, that took me 3 or 4, maybe 5 weeks to do.
And I made that mistake with the foam board, and that set me back.
Right.
And then I started over, and I started messing with the styrene, and that was the perfect solution. And I wanted it to be nice. I didn't want whoever got it. I didn't want. I wanted something. I wanted them something that they'd be really proud. They wanted to put on their layout. They could put it on their layout or whatever, you know. And so I really worked hard at it. And if it wasn't right, I'd have tore it back apart and started all over again. So I got it right.
That's part of scratch building.
I've done that a few times.
Yeah, so have I.
Right. So, and I'm not done scratch building. I've got a bunch of things planned that I want to do that I haven't got into it yet, but I'm going to.
Just what you need to do is just start building some small little shacks, 4 walls and a roof. Just get used to using the styrene and your knife and your glue.
Well,
once you get all of that down, then you can say, "Oh, I could make this building bigger," you know, and I could add a Dick and L shape out of it or whatever. But you know, you just need to start somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's it. Well, right now I got a bunch of projects I got to catch up on. Well, for one, I want to get my layout the way I want it, the track work and everything finished, completely finished the way I want it, and then so I can do scenery. And I got a long way to go before I got that track work right.
Well, I'll tell you what, even though you get to a point where you think it's finished,
it ain't finished.
It never is.
No.
It's not.
But it's just I want to get it to where I can put a train on there and be pretty confident it's going. It's like I was wanting to run a train while we were talking here. I got on there, and sure enough, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. It just keeps on coupling at this one spot. It's a spot in the track. It's not the cars or the engine's fault. I know it's what the problem is. I just keep denying that I need to do something about it. So,
sometimes that's easier.
Let me try a different car in that spot. So I put a different car in. Oh, dang it, it's still doing it. Let me turn that car around.
I remember when you had Sparky and all the guys down at your house there, Benny, and we was watching some of them live streams that you were going on. And that one part, it kept on uncoupling, and you got mad and pitched the car across the room. I said, "Go, Vinny! I'd like to do that so many times."
I thought that night, that was a terrible night for me. I mean, it was so bad. I mean, I got I think it was Roy, Sparky, John Dilly, and I think there was 4 people running. And they weren't doing any switching. They were just running trains. And it kept on uncoupling, and blah, blah, blah. So finally, when Sparky brings his train around, it uncoupled right in front of me. I took the freaking car off and I threw it up against the wall.
I'm going to tell you, though, Benny, that was probably the most fun live stream I ever been a part of. That really was. That was so fun. Going between you, going between John, the Sparky. You had everybody in there, and Roy. And it was great. It was great. I couldn't switch over to different screens fast enough. It was really fun.
Yeah, that was a fun week with everybody here. That was pretty cool.
So what's next for your layout, Wilmer?
What's next for it?
Yeah.
I'm going to tear up, believe it or not, I'm going to tear the track up, and I'm going to put cork road bed down that I said I was never going to do, but I'm going to put it down.
Okay.
Marty from M&M Shortline sent me a box of cork road bed.
Wow.
He heard me mention that I was going to do it, and he got a hold of me, and he asked me, he said, "Do you need some road bed?" And I said, "Well, yeah, but I got enough to get me started." And he goes, "No," he says, "I got a whole box here. I ain't never going to use it. I'm going to just send it to you." And he sent it to me.
Wow.
Which is wonderful. I got it yesterday.
Wow, that's cool. That's really
That's
great.
all.
So that's the next thing on my layout. I'm going to tear up the track, put down cork load bed. I'm going to make sure it's all nice and smooth and level, which I didn't do the first time because I was in a hurry because I wanted to get the train running. I'm going to put drop feeders in where they're supposed to be, not just wherever I have a problem here. I'll drop a couple drop feeders here and take care of the problem. And you know, you live and you learn.
Sure.
Yeah,
So
that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about the hobby. There's so many aspects to the hobby that you become proficient in a lot of the different aspects. Like the carpentry work, with your work, with your bench work, your designing when you do the track plan, laying the track, doing the electrical, doing the scenery. I mean, there's so many different things you can get into. I mentioned when I was doing the scenery on the Wickenburg area, that's the part I love the best, is doing the scenery.
Yeah, me too.
To me, that's what brings the whole thing alive,
Yep.
I haven't done a lot of scenery. I just did the scenery on that diorama.
Right.
But I got something special coming.
Uh-oh.
I got something special coming. I watched Steve 87th and PSAP's latest one where he got the Wather kit to do the contest. I bought one of them kits.
Did you the same kit?
Huh? No, they were out of that one.
Okay.
But I got a different one. I got it's a little town scene.
Okay.
Oh, like Merchants Row?
I don't think it's Merchants Row. I forget what they call it here. But this Waters contest, you need to check it out.
That's a pretty cool contest.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Even if you let's say you decide, I start into it now, I ain't even going to enter now.
Right.
What you get for it costs you $100 to enter. Okay. For what you get for the $100, you can't pass it up.
Oh yeah.
It's Waters kits. There's probably 10 or 15 Waters kits in this package you get for $100.
So wait, I lost something. What's going on here now?
Waters is having a contest.
Oh, okay.
You got to make a diorama, or they call it a module. It's got to be 2 foot by 4 foot long. It's HO scale, and they send you all the kits and stuff to make this little thing out, and you make a diorama, or a layout. It has the only thing they require. They send you 2 pieces of flex track. You got to use that somewhere on the layout, plus all the buildings, and you can add on or take away, or you can't take away anything that they gave you. You got to use everything they gave you, but you can add on whatever you want. And then after you're all done, you take pictures of it. You take pictures of it, a front view, 2 side views, one from the left, one from the right, and an overhead view, and submit it to them. If they pick yours, it's $1,000 they give you. Okay, nice. Not a gift card. They said $1,000.
So this is all for HO.
I think I don't know if you could do it in N scale. You'd have to really go to Waters and check it out. But it was HO.
Size, it should only be $50.
They have the little kids group for $50. If you want to join into that, Brian.
I might place there. And
they have different. They have a youth kit, and then they have a youth group kit, and they put you in different categories. And then they have an adult. And then they have an adult group. Like if you wanted to get a bunch of guys together and do one, you could. They got an adult kit, which is it's a really big kit, but still only costs you $100. The youth kits are only $50.
So how many of these kits do they send you to build and put on a diorama?
They send you one big kit, and like I said, there's probably 15 structures. I'm going to say structures, lights, There's a crossing in it. The one I'm getting, it's got a crossing in it. It's got a roadway system. It's got, I know, probably about 5 or 6 buildings, some shrubbery, people, just a plethora of stuff.
Pretty much everything you need.
Right. For $100.
Will you be able to tack this into your layout?
I'm going to.
When I was in California, I belonged to a N-scale modular club. We all built modules and we used to take them to shows.
Right.
But I also had my 2 modules were incorporated into my layout.
Right.
Sure.
So whenever we did a show, all I did was unplug the wiring from each end. It was a 2 foot by 8 foot. It was a total refinery, is what it was.
Right.
It was built in 2 4-foot sections, and I built a cabinet to go over it so when I transport it, it wouldn't get hurt. But that's what I did. I mean, it was incorporated into my layout, you know. But
mine, I'm going to try to incorporate it. If you can see over on that corner right over there.
Right.
All right. It's supposed to be 2 foot wide, 4 foot long. I'm going to try to work it to where the track work hooks right into my track work, and I'm going to make it so that I can make an arm that comes out from underneath the bench work and hold that piece up and incorporate it in, and then I'll just put that right there.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Yeah, and then if that doesn't work out for me, well then I'll just take the structures and stuff off of it, and because I'm going to put it on a piece of foam. I got a 2 foot by 4 foot piece.
So you send them $100. They send you this kit.
Right.
Now, what if you do not enter the contest after you get the kit? Do you have to send everything back and you lose $100?
Nope, it's yours. You paid $100 for it.
Okay.
Yep. Well, plus the shipping and tax, whatever.
Yeah,
we're in Pennsylvania. We got to pay tax.
Okay, right.
But,
are you going to enter the contest, Wilmer?
I don't know. We'll have to see.
Okay.
I'll get started on it. I'm going to do it as I want to enter the contest.
Right.
And if it looks like I'm going to make it, fine. If I don't,
is there a deadline?
Huh?
Is there a deadline?
Yeah. I don't have the rules right here.
Like doing an 8-show module.
Yeah, I think it's in May sometime, May or late May, and I think they upped it because of the showstopper. Right. So I think it might go clear into June before you have to have your entry in. Yeah. So they just started the thing at 1st of March, you know. So
yeah,
I saw the video that Steve put out. He got his kit. Go look at Steve's latest video, and you'll see what he got. Yeah. It's unreal.
That's the first I heard about the contest with Steve.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Yes, first I heard of it too.
This deal here, for one, it's a good promotion for them. Okay, and I'm getting the Heart of the Hometown kit. They gave you 3 different packages you choose from. The one that Steve got is sold out. It was a granary and stuff like that,
right? Which
was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was.
But I picked this one over. I didn't like the other one. I don't know. It just didn't. It was a city scene, and I didn't really. This is more of a little small town scene, which would probably go better with my layout. That's why I did it. So, right. And like I said, if worse comes to worse, I know I can use all the structures. So,
is it not bad approaching number 100?
Yeah, I figured it out the other day. What did I say? When did I say it's going to hit? It's not going to hit till I think June. I think.
What's that?
No. It's going to be later than that. 100, because you figure one a week. I'm on 82 right now.
Yeah. All right, 18 more weeks.
18 more weeks.
Yeah. So it's going to be August. August, and as long as something don't happen and I miss a week or something, but August 10th will be my 100th episode, which I'm already working on something to plan something special. It's probably not going to be many shout outs, but it's going to be a whole lot of fun.
Oh yeah, you got to do something special for that.
Right. So
you had fun playing.
Right. So I'm trying to work something special. I got a couple of the On Track Tuesdays that I'm gonna do. I want to do something pretty special for one of them. If I can talk the guy into coming on. And it's just talking them into doing it. And they're like, I don't want to be on camera. Well, and I told him, I said, well, I got bad news for you. And he said, what's that? I said, I already have you on camera.
There you go. Don't ask.
Right. And he's going, well, you didn't put it out already. Well, figure out. So, but he's a pretty nice guy, and I've been to his layout I don't know how many times, and I want to get him on. I would like to get him on at his house doing his layout, and with this StreamYard that I've been fooling with, I can do that, and I can link him in there and let him run the camera so he can be on the thing if he wants to. If he don't want to be on the camera, just talk. That's all I want him to do is talk. Explain what his stuff is and where it's at and so forth. Just talk. I'll ask questions.
Beautiful O-scale layout.
What's that?
You talking about that big, beautiful O-scale layout that you went to?
Yeah, I just put in my, I think it was the last. Not bad. I gave you an update on that one.
Okay.
Oh, I know a bunch of guys around here got layouts.
Oh, okay.
It's just getting them to open up.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Garlic, I love that guy. I go down there. He's teaching me operations. Now, this showstopper got him scared because he has a very bad respiratory problem.
Okay.
And I mean, usually when we're there, he's there with oxygen on.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, he walks around he's pretty much, other than when he takes his little portable thing, he walks around with the oxygen on all the time.
Well, he's got to be careful then.
Yeah, he's in pretty bad. He's a retired railroad guy. He worked for the B&O.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. So his favorite engines are the old F units. He likes them. Boy, he loves them F units. He said,
Yeah.
but that's what I grew up with, and he said I got to run a few of them, and he said that's what I like. So that and switchers. He likes switchers.
That's what the hobby's all about. You do what you like.
That's right.
Right. He has a couple real nice steam engines. Matter of fact, the last op session, that's what I had. That was what my train was an old steam engine. That was different.
I had a problem with one steam engine on my layout, and after that, I decided no more steam for me.
Well, that one that Benny did for me, that is the most temperamental. If you don't have your track work just right, it ain't going to run on it.
Yeah, I had at that time I was with this lady Diana, and I had some friends that were living in Kansas, I think it was, and Diana and this one guy Shane teamed up to do a birthday gift for me. Diana bought the locomotive; it was a Bachmann steam locomotive, and Shane did the sound installation. So this was a full boat steam locomotive. Okay, I had it on my track one day. I said, "No, I'm going to go run that steam locomotive. Let's see how it runs and stuff." So I have it on the track. I back it into my yard, pick up like 5 or 6 cars, pull back out, go back into the next track, pick up another 5 or 6 cars. And it starts coming out, and it starts to jerk. And I said, "What's going on with this thing? It just ran perfect on that track, right?" So I said, okay. So I took it and I pushed it back a little bit. I cleaned the track, started up again, and started to go, and then it started doing the same thing. So finally, after 3 or 4 times trying to figure out what it was, now I'm looking at, on my layout, when I'm looking at a train that's running, I'm looking at the conductor's side, okay?
Okay.
So I picked the train up, and I turn it around, look at the engineer side, all the freaking rods fell off. And the screw that holds everything together was busted inside the mechanism, inside the motor housing, okay?
Oh, wow.
And so we sent it back to Bachmann, and they couldn't fix it. They didn't even have the parts to fix it. So I wound up getting a locomotive that I never even wanted, and I told this guy Shane, I said, "Go ahead and sell it. Take the money out that you put into it, and then give the rest to Diana and be done with it."
Right.
Yeah. So that turned me off the steam locomotive right there.
There's a little River Rossi that I got. I just love it. Runs like you wouldn't believe. Now watch what happens here. Where to go? Where to go? Where to go?
I'm fixing to
I can't show you now. It won't do it. There it goes. Can you see? There.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Wow.
That's why it's sitting over here in this little container. It's like,
And the problem is, you know, if I was able to get the part, I wouldn't know how to fix it because I don't know how to time all the rods.
Right.
You know, it has to be, I think it's like a quarter difference between one side and the other side.
right.
And I wouldn't know how to do that. So
Me
yeah,
neither.
no more steam. The only steam I got now is this guy, and he's just going to be on display.
Right. Well, I got a whole bunch of. I got a whole bunch of. I got a big boy. I've got two. The cab forwards.
Really?
Oh yeah, I got two of them. And they're both River Rossies, but they're all DC. I'd have to switch them over, and my layout ain't gonna run. They're too big.
Right.
They're too big. My curves are just too tight.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I gotta run. I promised this little one an hour. Wilmer, I want to thank you so much for agreeing to come on with us today. It was great to meet up with you and talk with you. Y'all keep on going. I just promised this one after an hour she could talk and yell and scream.
Okay.
And
Well,
All right, guys. Well, it's great talking to you face to face. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, we'll do this again
We'll
sometime.
keep our fingers crossed, and we can get to still meet in May. We'll see.
yeah, I hope so.
I have a feeling we're gonna showstoppers going to keep us from it. I really do believe it.
I think it is. I don't want to admit it, but
I haven't canceled my hotel yet, but
Right.
I really don't. Just the way the governor's going on right now already,
Yep.
telling people we got to now wear masks and they want everybody to stay home and stuff. I don't see them letting the Strasburg Railroad even open up.
Yeah,
Probably not. Yeah.
Right. So
All right, guys.
Well,
take
thanks a
care.
lot for coming on. We
you
really
fly
appreciate it.
in, Benny. I know all the back roads.
Yep.
It'd take me probably 5 or 6 hours doing the back roads to get out there, but I'll make my way. You get into Pennsylvania, I'm going to come find you.
So am I, Benny. We'll all three of us will get together.
Right.
Well, Brian, it seems that Jerry and Roy are still getting around. Marty over there at M&M Shortline found him on his layout.
I tell you what, sometimes you don't have to look very hard to find either of these guys. Marty's somewhere in the Midwest, if I'm not mistaken, and I know he found him there.
Let's go take a look.
I think I have a couple visitors as well on the layout. Hang on just a second, I'm going to go take a closer look. Time to investigate. As we're testing this arrival departure track, just wanted to give you a little bit of a close-up of what I've done with the bridge work under there in the cove of the lake coming next to the yard here, since I couldn't do a complete canal scene or anything else because of all the tracks that are going to be there. I decided to cut it off, cut it short, like that maybe at one time there was a canal there, or they just finished it off so they could build the yard. But I got a little bit of the scenery done there. Sorry about the darkness. I don't have a whole lot of good lighting yet, but there's some graffiti on the abutment, some weeds, some rocks. Just did the fence. Excuse the Q-tips. They're kind of holding things at level while the glue dries. There's the other side there. And oh, who's that? Is that Jerry supervising the work that was done today? Maybe doing a little rail fanning. And as we follow it through around again, excuse the movement, I think, oh yeah, there's Roy Hardwick, Container Man 68. He's going to be doing a rant video because, well, my grain elevator is a complete disaster. So he can't get in and drop off the grain load he has for them. So I'll get working on that, Roy.
And I want to thank you very much for sending those sightings in, Marty. You know what you did? You gave me a heads up, so I started keeping an eye for him, and guess what I did? I saw Jerry up here on the 5th level of my helix looking up towards Winter Park, towards the extension. I'm wondering if Jerry has some ideas for my layout. I'm wondering if Jerry's my new foreman.
Well, you know, coming from the Midwest, it wasn't much of a drive for Jerry.
No, I tell you what, we want to thank you, Marty. Thank you for giving me the heads up. I caught him. If he is going to be my foreman, I'm glad I need to know of his plans ahead of time.
Well, you know, Jerry's quite a woodworker. He might come in handy.
He sure can. Got a lot of wood to deal with around here. Woods, rock, stone, water. What, 29 tunnels up here?
Plenty of opportunity for rail fanning.
And that's where Roy H. can come in with his truck. He can haul these rocks out of here for us.
That's right. We got to get Roy up to Winter Park.
That's right.
What's he doing? Where's he going? He's going up. Why's Jerry parked up? I think Jerry might have plans for my extension. Jerry, you my new foreman? I could use the help.
Roy Smith at Union Pacific Edmonston Subdivision in Panama gave us permission to use his work in today's episode. What a wonderful deal this was, because he featured Drew Steele in his shout out. We love Drew around here. Everybody knows that. Drew contributes to, he supports the show. He got a strong shout out from Roy Smith, and I wanted to show that to you right now.
Let's take a look at it.
And now it's time for tonight's big shout out. And tonight's big shout out goes to Drew Steele 69 and his N-Scale AJS model railway. Drew says he started to build his layout in January 2017. His railroad is fictional, but he is trying to model it after the town of Westerville in Ohio, where he grew up. Back then, the railroad was owned by the PRR, but since then, the AJS has taken it over. Be sure to go over to his channel to see the rest of it. And if you haven't subscribed to his channel yet, be sure to do that too. Drew, I like what you've done with your layout.
Well, Roy, we want to thank you for that, for letting us use that clip, and for that great shout out to Drew. Drew's a great guy. He's a big supporter of everybody in the community, and you got to go over and check him out if you haven't already seen his channel.
Thank you, Roy S. We appreciate you supporting our project here as well, buddy.
Well, before we get away from Roy, we also have a clip here of a layout update from his layout. It seems that he took the Union Pacific power plant from Evanston, Wyoming, and moved it all the way down to Panama, and he's dropping it on his layout.
You know, if I'm not mistaken, he's kit bashing this, John?
He's kit bashing, yes he is, and it's coming out looking really nice.
I tell you what, he is certainly doing a fantastic job. Y'all take a look right here.
Today we are kit bashing the power plant in the railroad complex at Evanston on my N-Scale model railroad. This is what I've done so far with the power plant. We'll come back to it in just a moment. First, I want to show you the prototype that I am trying to replicate. The power plant at Evanston was built in 1913 using standard plans from the Union Pacific Chief Engineer's Office in Omaha. In 1971, the Union Pacific shut down its operations in Evanston due to the increased use of diesel locomotives. Okay, let's go over to the layout where I want to show you how I am trying to replicate the prototype. This is how we left the power plant at the end of our episode 2 weeks ago, with the four walls held together loosely by blue painter's tape. See how things might turn out. I decided to make this mock-up out of cardstock. In addition, I wanted to get rid of the arched window on the far right because the prototype has only 4 arched windows on each side, but now the mock-up looked too low relative to the machine shop. So I went ahead and started cutting the plastic walls of the kit itself to match the walls of the mock-up. And here you have it. The base coat of paint is the same color I used on the machine shop, but this time the color of the base paint closely matches the color of the bricks on the prototype. Here, side by side, you can see the color of the power plant on the prototype and on my layout.
Well, thank you, Roy, for letting us use that. Roy mentioned to me that he is moving the power plant brick by brick down to Panama.
I'll tell you what, he needs Roy H., but I don't know how Roy's going to get across that water.
Well, they do have a bridge or something there, I think.
Doesn't Steve Arnold have something like that on his layout, John?
Yes, he does. He's got a car float. Maybe we can get Steve and Roy H. to hook up and help Roy Smith out with moving that power plant.
That's a great idea, John. And you know what? Each month, we're going to try to get out of scale a little bit, off of HO, off of N scale. Speaking of that, we've got Steve Arnold coming up to you right now with some 1.5" scale work he's doing on to his Santa Fe engine.
You got to check this out. He's doing a great job repainting this engine. And he's turning it into the first engine that he operated as an engineer for the Santa Fe.
And how cool is that?
Let's take a look.
Hey, good morning, guys. I'm going to start a short mini series on trying to finish getting this locomotive painted. It was painted yellow, Union Pacific, and being a Santa Fe engineer, I just couldn't see writing something from Uncle Pete. So I stripped off the paint and with the intentions of painting it into a Santa Fe livery, and that's what I intend to do. My plans have been to repaint it to the 1241. That was the first locomotive that I actually used as a brand new engineer for the Santa Fe in May of 1981. Okay, forgive the shadows because I've got a really nice bright spring sunlight going this morning, but I got everything put on and painted. It actually turned out really good.
Fantastic paint job, Steve Arnold. Fantastic idea. He takes that thing to Train Mountain, which is a fantastic place. If you have not seen any of Steve Arnold's Train Mountain videos or the rest of this playlist on him painting this 1.5" scale engine, head on over to Steve Arnold's channel and give him a check out. I want to thank you, Steve, for allowing us to use this in this month's episode.
We appreciate you, Steve.
We want to appreciate everybody today for contributing. Mark and M&M Rails, we want to thank you so much for your incredible introduction.
You're a fun guy, Mark, and we really enjoyed that intro. Please keep it up.
And as always, each month, we want to thank Cousin Vinny for coming in for the live interview. Thank Uncle Wilmer for being here as well, obviously. We had a fantastic job. Thank you, Wilmer. Thank you for everything you do for everybody in the community, for that matter.
And we want to thank all you folks here in chat today and everybody catching this video later on replay. We really appreciate your support.
We also want to thank Claude, Steve Arnold, Roy S., Jerry, and Roy H. for letting us pick on them, as well as
Chuck CDP 1965 and Gary Walters at Big G's RR.
Gotta thank you for that blooper, Chuck. Everybody, let's call to action. Everybody needs to show Chuck up. Send us some bloopers today. Want to thank everybody, like John said, for being here for the premiere and chat again. I want to appreciate y'all for stopping in. Next month, everybody, Monster Railroad on my channel. That's the Iron Horse Route, home of the Denver and Rio Grande Western, May 13th. That's Wednesday, May 13th, the second Wednesday of the month. Monster Railroad on my channel. Live interview. Looking forward to seeing y'all there.
Yeah, don't miss it. This one's going to be a lot of fun.
Tell you what, everybody, it's going to be one to see. See y'all there.
All
6
right.
p.m. premiere.
Don't forget.